Sudah ikut ya? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. First of all, the honorable from Mr. Ridho Khalid, SS MPD, and to all my brothers and my sisters, thank you so much for attending this class today. Thank you so much. By the way, we are group 2, and then in this particular time, we will speak about material, talking about paradigm and suprasegmental in phonology. And the second of all is that I'm the moderator as well as the first speaker, and there are also
Rega Deni Saputra as second speaker.
Dan Zafrilia as the third speaker.
all right. So let's go to this slide keempat. Lagi. All right. So prosody is the study of with emphasis and intonation in speech. So and then prosodic coverage is broader, including rhythm, tempo, tessitura, slimness, stress, timbre, janter, loudness of voice, and intonation. While suprasegmental is called prosodic feature in phonetic a speech feature such as stress, tone, or word juncture that added over consonant and vowels. These features are not limited to single sounds, but often extend over syllables. Jadi secara keseluruhan itu prosodic dan suprasegmental itu adalah ilmu yang mempelajari irama, penekanan dalam bicara. Dan suprasegmental ini juga disebut sebagai fitur prosodic dalam fonetik. Fitur bicara seperti tekanan, nada, atau titik kata yang menyertai atau ditambahkan di atas konsonan atau vowel. Please next slide. Length. All right. We are talking about the component of material, which is length. Length or quality is a feature of sounds that have distinctively extended duration compared with other sounds, and there are long vowel as well as long consonant called geminates. And many languages do not have distinctive length. Among the languages that have distinctive length, and there are only a few that have both distinctive vowel length and distinct consonant length. And it is more common that there is only one or that they depend on each other. And then the length in some languages, such as Japanese, the length of a consonant or a vowel can change the meaning of a. Jadi dalam length adalah panjang atau kuantitas ciri suara yang memiliki durasi yang lebih panjang dibandingkan dengan suara lainnya. Contohnya seperti ini. Yaitu in this case, contohnya in Japanese, the word biru, if you translate biru, it means building. But if you add one more I in biru, it becomes biru. If you translate in English, it becomes biru. So biru, if you translate to English, it means building. But if you add it on I, so there are two I in biru, it becomes biru in Japanese. But if you translate to English, it becomes biru. Bir. An example like saki. If you translate to English, it means a hat. But if you added one more K in Saki, it becomes Saki. It means before. That's for example for length. Next slide, Nava, please. So in certain languages, however, there are pairs of phonemes that are traditionally considered to be long short pairs, even though they differ not only in length but also in quality. For instance, English long E, which is E as in feet. But if you make it short like I, which is E as in feet, so it's so different, right? Feet and feet. Another example is German long E, which is E as in beat. Sorry, bad. And if you make it short E, which is bad, bad and bad, bad, bad and bad. That's it. And also in tunnel, counter may reinforce the length as in Estonian, where the other long leg is concomitant with a tunnel variation resembling a tunnel stress marking. Next slide, Nava, please. Now talking about in prosodic, it is stress or accent is relative emphasis or prominence given the certain syllable in a word to a certain word in phrase or sentence. And the terms such stress and accent are often used synonymously in that context, but are sometimes distinguished stress. And the stress syllable are louder, slightly higher in pitch, and somewhat longer than unstressed syllables, which is the non-digit has the stress on the first syllable. The first digit has the stress on the second syllable. English in a stress timed language, meaning that at least one syllable is stressed in an English word. Like in French, functions differently. So when English speakers learn French, they put stress on certain syllables which contributes to their foreign. That's I give you example like next slide now. Like stress in two syllable like picture, doctor, doctor, minute, and money. In nouns like with two syllable usually have stress on the first syllable like happy, yellow, useful. And then in adjective is also have stress on the first syllable beside, explain, forget, read. That's for verbs. And then most verbs have stress on second syllable. Stress in longer words like communications, photographer. That's it. Next. Yeah. And now stress in longer words in three syllable words. The stress can be at the beginning, middle, and in the end. Example like annoying, beautiful, possible, computer, tomorrow, expensive, afternoon, employ, Japanese. And then the stress in four or more syllable words in word with four or more syllables, the stress is almost always middle of the word. Example information, communication, and photographer. Uh, that's that's all what I got. And then thank you. And then the next First, the next material will be by Denny Saputra. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, thank you, brother. The next material about the tone. Guys, talking about tone in linguistics, tone is the variation in the pitch of voice while speaking. The word tone is usually applied to those languages called tones languages, in which pitch serve to have distinct word and grammatical. Tone is on or how sound rather than being is a voice pattern. Emotion has also great deal of influence to other one's tones. By using different tones, the word in sentence can have different meaning. Tone languages are languages that use pitch to context the meaning of word. For example, in the Thai, the string of the sound can decide with 5 different pitch and contains 5 different meaning. Jadi ketika kita membicarakan tentang tone di dalam linguistik, tentunya variasi nada atau tone itu sendiri adalah secara harfiah artinya nada. Nah, kata nada biasanya diterapkan pada bahasa-bahasa tersebut, pada bahasa-bahasa nada, di mana nada berfungsi untuk membedakan kata dan frasa. Nada biasanya ditunjukkan atau kita dengar ketika seseorang mengucapkan sebuah kata-kata. Dengan menggunakan nada yang berbeda, kata-kata dalam sebuah kalimat tentunya dapat memiliki arti yang berbeda-beda. Bahasa nada adalah bahasa yang digunakan untuk membedakan arti setiap kata yang diucapkan. Nah, di sini adalah contohnya dalam bahasa Thailand, kita bisa membedakan beberapa tinggi nada, yaitu yang pertama, the first is low tone, low tone. For example, a nickname. Nah, dari kita ketika membaca atau mengucapkan low tone, nah, nadanya itu rendah, disimbolin dengan huruf L. Ini ketika kita baca nada rendah. Yang kedua itu mid tone. For example, raspberry, mid tone, nadanya tengah, apa itu mulai agak tinggi. Rise tone, and the next is high out. Nah, ketika kita pengucapannya itu udah mulai tinggi. Falling tone itu dari tinggi ke rendah. Contohnya adalah face. And selanjutnya adalah low high, dari tinggi disimbolin LH atau rising tone, itu dari mengucapinnya dari rendah ke tinggi. Thick. Oke, next slide apa? The next is tone is distinguishing feature. Here is minimal tone set from Mandarin Chinese, which have 5 tones here transcribed by diastric over the vowel. The first is high level tone, P. Nada tinggi. Yang pertama ini adalah nada tinggi, P. The second is a tone starting with mid pitch and rising to high pitch. Nada yang dimulai dengan nada yang sedang dan naik ke tinggi, P. Selanjutnya adalah low tone which deep briefly before. If there is no following syllable, rising a high pitch. Nada yang ketiga ini nadanya rendah, turun sebentar sebelumnya. Jika tidak ada kata berikutnya, naik tinggi. Jadi P. For the next, you can read by yourself. And the next point about word tone and syllable tone. Another difference between tonal languages is whether the tone apply independently to each syllable or to the word as whole. In Conrates, Thai, each syllable may have any varies in some highness. The Scandinavian language and many languages the counter of each tone operates. Jadi, nada atau pada nada suku kata, perbedaannya adalah apakah nada berlaku secara independen untuk setiap kata atau untuk secara keseluruhan. Dalam bahasa Kanton, Thailand, dan sampai bahasa Kru, setiap suku kata dapat memiliki nada apapun, sedangkan dalam bahasa Shanghai, Skandinavia, dan banyak bahasa lainnya, kontur setiap nada itu beroperasi pada tingkatan kata. Oke, I think that's all. Next to Renza Aprilia.
Thank you, Rega. The third.
Okay, guys, I will continue the material. The next is intonation. Intonation language is have varied pitch contour across an utterance, but pitch is not used to distinguish word. So, intonasi adalah variasi nada nada ucapan ketika kita berbicara. Nah, tujuannya itu bukan untuk membedakan kata-kata sebagai nada, melainkan untuk menunjukkan sikap dan emosi sang pembicara. Nah, itu untuk membedakan antara apakah itu pertanyaan atau itu pernyataan. Dan juga membantu mengatur interaksi sebuah percakapan. Dalam alfabet fonetik internasional ada dua tanda intonasi, yaitu intonasi naik dan intonasi yang turun. Kalau intonasi yang naik itu ditandai dengan panah diagonal naik dari kiri ke kanan, sedangkan kalau yang intonasi turun itu ditandai dengan panah diagonal turun dari kiri ke kanan. Nah, ini juga dapat ditulis sebagai bagian dari suku kata atau bisa dipisahkan dengan spasi ketika kalimat-kalimat itu memiliki cakupan yang lebih luas. For example, di sini ada he found it on the street. Nah, di sini nada yang meninggi itu on street menunjukkan bahwa pertanyaannya bergantung pada kata itu, on where he found it, not whether he found it. Nah, yang kedua ada yes, he found it on the street. Di sini seperti biasa diawali dengan pertanyaan, ada intonasi naik pada kata tanya dan intonasi turun di akhir pertanyaannya. Next, Nafa. Selanjutnya ada 4 pola intonasi. Yang pertama itu ada rising intonation, yang artinya nada suara itu meningkat seiring berjalannya waktu. Nah, yang kedua ada falling intonation, yang berarti nada turun seiring waktu. Yang ketiga ada dipping atau fall rise, intonasinya itu turun lalu kemudian naik. Dan yang terakhir ada picking atau rise fall, jadi itu intonasinya naik dan turun. Next, Nafa. For the last is pitch. Pitch is an important component of accentuation or prominence both at the level of longer utterance, according to Marta. The pitch of voice is determined by a frequency with which the vocal cords vibrate. The frequency of vibration of the vocal cords is determined by their thickness, their length, and their tension. So, in general, pria memiliki pita suara yang lebih tebal dan lebih panjang dibandingkan wanita dan anak-anak. So, itu membuat the modal pitch of man's voice tentu lebih rendah dibandingkan wanita dan anak-anak. Selain modal pitch, setiap suara individu memiliki rentang nada yang dapat dicapai dengan penyesuaian pita suara itu sendiri. Untuk mengencangkan pita suara, seseorang dapat menaikkan nada suara dengan mengendurkannya. Nah, kalau untuk menurunkannya, pita suara itu bisa direnggangkan sesuai kalimat yang akan kita ucapkan. Selanjutnya ada pitch range, itu dibagi menjadi 3, yang high, mid, and low. For example, untuk yang tinggi, contohnya I'm going to hard part, not yale. Itu contoh dari pitch tinggi, nada rentang yang tinggi. Yang kedua ada I never do that, itu contoh yang sedang. Dan yang ketiga ada I told you already, Dami. Itu contohnya nada rentang yang rendah. That's from me, and back to moderator.
Thank you so much, Prince Abdullah. And now the last material will speak by Regarding Safitra. Silakan.
Okay, thank you, Abdul Aziz, as moderator. So, guys, is the part about conclusion. English phonology is the sound system phonology of the English language, or the study of the system. Phonology is the study of how sound are organized and used in the natural languages. Suprasegmental is also called prosodic feature. In phonetic is a speech feature such as pitches, tone, pitch, intonation, length, or word jump that accompanies this or is ended over consonant and vowel. These features are not limited to the single sound, but often extend over syllable word explanation. More or less, we are pointing our error in our explanation. If you have any question, you can write and
Thank you so much, Regarding Safitra. So that's all we can speak about our material. So if you have any doubts or questions, so you must welcome to ask or write down in the chat box. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Anyone have about this material? If there's none, we will close this material at this presentation. No? Hello, no question? All right, so we close this presentation. Ada pertanyaan kan?
Oke, kalau nggak ada pertanyaan, kita closing.
So that's all presentation from our last word that I can say. Thank you so much for attending this class today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you guys for your attention. See you later. Bye-bye.